my channel. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Princey Matthew. I do videos on makeup tutorials, makeup product reviews, etc. So if you're new, subscribe to my channel too. And if you like this type of content, please go ahead and subscribe. Also, hit the notifications bell to be notified anytime I upload a new video. So in today's video, we are going to learn how to do a basic eyeshadow makeup look, which you can actually do for an everyday. And we'll learn on the brushes we need and the kind of makeup that you need to use in your crease versus the inside of your eyes, depending on what kind of look you prefer. It's going to be easy. It is something that anyone can do. All you need to do is perfect it with time. Blending is the key. I am using the Through My Eyes palette by I Love Sarahi and ColourPop. The only reason I'm using this palette is I find myself on the day-to-day basis go back to this palette just because it has almost all the colors. It has some crease shades, it has some shimmer as well as matte shades. So it has a pretty good range of colors. You do not need this exact palette for this look. You can just find an eyeshadow palette that can. So those are the colors in the palette. So like I said, it has a good mix of metallic shimmer as well as matte shades. So just to quickly tell you about I Love Sarahi and ColourPop's collaboration. I Love Sarahi, Karen from I Love Sarahi. I've been following her on YouTube for a very long time and I really like her. So when she came out with this palette, I was like, I had to get my hands on the whole collaboration that she did with ColourPop. She had some lipsticks as well as eyeshadows that came out with the whole collection. Actually, the lipstick might have been before that. So let me just quickly look it up for you. You can find this palette on the ColourPop website. I will also put a link in the description box below so you can go ahead and purchase it if you'd like to. Talking about brushes, why are brushes important? Yes, you do need brushes for your eyeshadow look. You don't need a lot of brushes. Actually, if you're a beginner, you don't need to go ahead and invest in really expensive brushes. If you're just learning how to do makeup, all you need is to find a fluffy brush for your crease. Usually you can find it anywhere. Any place that sells brushes, makeup, Sephora. You can find it at Mac stores. You can also find it at Superstore. If you're here in Canada, go to Superstore, Walmart. You can find brushes anywhere. Now, I'm not going through the details of these brushes simply because you don't need exactly these brushes. Just try to find a fluffy brush like this, which you can work with in your crease. So what you want is a fluffy brush which takes on product, and your crease is this section right below your brow bone and where your eyelid opens into. So that is your crease, and that's where you want to use this. The other kind of brush that you need is really a flat brush. You can always use your finger. Sometimes I like to using my finger because it just feels better. It just sits better when I do it with my finger. It warms up the product and everything. So I go back with my finger. If you're looking to use a brush in the inner corner or the rest of your eyelid other than the crease, you can always go for a flat brush. So you want to ensure that you prime your eyes. It's really, really important that you prime your eyes. Primer is the base before you put your makeup on. So if you have a primer, your makeup is going to last longer, especially with your eyes. You don't want your makeup to crease. If you are going to an event or even for an everyday look, if you're going to be wearing that makeup for a few hours, you want to ensure that you prime your eyes. Right now, I have my base makeup done. I have my foundation on. I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyes. Now, I used to use a primer. I just don't use primers as much anymore. Instead, what I use for my eyelid is my concealer. My shades today, I'm gonna use for my crease. I always start with a light shade and then build it up because it's always better to start with a lighter shade than if you were to start with a dark shade. it's just gonna create a harsh line and it's gonna be hard for you to blend. So I always start with a lighter shade, and for today, I'm gonna go with the shade Sandalwood. This one right here. You can always start with something that's close to your skin tone and you just go ahead and work with that. So I'm taking a little bit of product on my fluffy brush. Like I said, I'm gonna tap off the excess. You don't want a lot of product. You wanna start by working with less product. And then I'm gonna go with the product side on the brush in my crease. And all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. That's all I'm gonna do. So as you can see, I did take a really light shade, so you will notice that there's not a lot of color payoff happening, but that's okay. That is the whole look. I want to create kind of a gradient from light to dark. I just don't want to go with one dark color in my eyelid, and that's why I'm doing this.
So back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
It's just back and forth, back and forth. It's just like a windshield wiper. Back
and forth, back and forth. Okay, so let's do this. The funny faces I make, because I'm doing this on camera, I gotta be a little, I don't know, I gotta tell myself, don't make my funny faces that I do in front of the mirror. Okay. So.
As you can see, it's starting to create a slight shadow in your crease, and that's exactly what you want. You do not want to go so high. You want to leave that space between your brow bone and your crease, leave it, and try to concentrate the product in your crease. And I try to hold the brush at the tip, and I'm ever so lightly applying the product.
Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Now I'm gonna go with a slightly darker shade, which is this one right here. It is called Nostalgia. I'm gonna go with this shade over what I just did. So again, same concept. Tap off the excess, and then you go back. And you will notice that in the outer end of my eye, I'm just doing this, like going circular motion, outer corner, but I'm doing it upward. I'm not dragging it downward because I want my eyes to look awake. So I'm doing that, and then back and forth again in the crease. Now, blending is the key.
That is what you gotta get here. Keep blending. You don't want harsh lines, just keep blending to get a better, good looking eye makeup. So I'm gonna do that again. Well, this is like the 100th time that I'm trying to do this video. I did record a video last week with the same content, but I only found out that video got deleted before I could do any editing to it, so which is why I ended up having to do the video again.
I'm just looking for a cleaner look. I'm just blending all the harsh lines in, and that is it. Now for the rest of my eyelid, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a, well today I don't feel like a shimmer shade. I usually go for shimmers, but let's try a matte shade today. So I'm gonna use In a Wink, which is sort of like a baby pink tone. That's the shade, it's all matte. So let's go for an all matte look today. So like I said, you can use your finger or you can use a flat brush. I'm gonna use my finger on this eye, and I will just tap the product on the rest of your eyelid. Don't try to sweep it because then you're moving product. All I'm doing is tapping. That's what I go with my brush. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the product on one end of the brush, and then again, same thing. Just tap the product in. Okay, so now I do want to go underneath my eye. You can use the same crease brush that you used, or you can use another brush for underneath your eyes. I'm using the same shades in the same order, so I'm gonna go with Sandalwood at first, this one right here first. I'm gonna take some and I'm gonna go underneath my eye, and I'm gonna start by putting some product. You can always look up too. And now I'm gonna go back in with Nostalgia. And I'm gonna bring it a little further. And there you go. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of Divina, the last dark shade that I did before. And
just go over that. Again, light to dark is what you want to do.
that is it for the quick eyeshadow tutorials. As you can see, I did this eye, gave it an all matte look with some in my, with like a darker shade in my crease, like transitioning from light to dark, and then a matte shade in the rest of my eye, and I did the same thing in my under eye as well. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the rest of my makeup, put my lashes on, do my, well, you can choose to either do an eyeliner look or you can just pop on your lashes and call it a day. All right guys, so this is the finished makeup look. All I did was my eyes. I showed you how to achieve this look. I went ahead and drew my eyes with, I gave myself a winged eyeliner as well as I added lashes. Now you can just do your mascara and finish the look. It's completely up to you. This look is so versatile. You can actually wear it to work just with mascara on, or you can also do it up with like lashes and with like a winged liner. The only thing I'm gonna add to it now is I'm gonna use my highlighter. This is the one by Amrizi and Anastasia Beverly Hills. I'm gonna use a little bit of this in the corner of my eye, just to give it a little pop. But just because I use my lashes and everything, this is now going from an everyday makeup look to glamming it up a bit. So if you had to, just add a little bit of highlighter in the inner corner of your eye and you're good to go. Well, I have my little puppy here who wants to say hi. Come here, Coco. Hi, buddy. Okay, this is my baby Coco. Say hi, puppy. Say hi. Coco is my cutie. He's been waiting down here. He's been wanting me to pick him up, and I think he just wanted to be a part of this video, right? Okay, good boy. Coco is a good boy, right? Okay, that is it for today's look. If you guys like this video and would like to see more videos on how to do makeup, how to go ahead and achieve different looks, please subscribe. And also let me know in the comment section. Go ahead, post a comment. You can find me on Instagram or Snapchat.